If I could give you a pill that would immediately improve your cognitive and physical performance, your cognitive and mental well-being, your ability to form social connections, your ability to retain information and to learn new things, and your general mood. And this pill is completely free and it wouldn't have any negative side effects. Would you take it? I think so. I think you would. Now, what if I told you that this magic pill does exist and that it is called sleep? Yeah, I know it's kind of obvious now, but recently I came across a study that found out that about two-thirds of adults in industrial nations like Germany, the UK, or the US don't get the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. These people discard the benefits I just listed. And the only thing they would have needed to do in order to attain these benefits would be to sleep for a few more hours. Now, I think improving your sleep is very much worth it because it can improve your quality of life and even your lifespan by a good margin. And for that reason, I want to discuss um, the current state of sleep in society, but also a few habits that you could try to implement to improve your sleep. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't get perfect sleep every night, at least not yet, but I'm trying my best to improve my quality of sleep by, tracking it, by trying to improve my uh, habits concerning sleep. All right. First of all, we have to understand that the society we live in doesn't optimize for great sleep. We all have different chronotypes. That means we all have a natural predilection for a certain bed and wake time, and among people, those tend to be quite different. And employers and also schools and colleges usually don't really care about that. At least not in many cases. Another point would be that especially teenagers generally have a tendency to go to bed later and wake up later simply because um, due to their development, the 24-hour clock inside of them, a certain part of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, that has to do with your circadian rhythm, is shifted backwards by a few hours. So what may feel like 10 p.m. for an adult feels like 8 p.m. for a teenager. And what feels like waking up at 6 for an adult may feel like waking up at 4 for a teenager. Keep in mind I'm oversimplifying things here. So we can see that there's quite a few societal challenges we're facing in terms of sleep, but despite them and in spite of them, I think it is worth it to try and improve our sleep um, by doing the best we can to improve our sleep. And one of the habits that I would definitely recommend, and I'm trying myself, would be to avoid getting meals late at night or late in the evening, simply because that may ruin your quality of sleep. Another point would be to avoid stressing yourself late in the evening. If you go to bed and your heart's still racing, it would be quite difficult to fall asleep, right? And you could also experience some sleep stress, and it could be detrimental to your quality of sleep, right? Another point would be to avoid looking at screens late at night, and if you really have to put your phone on grayscale or blue light filter mode. But I'd recommend ditching screens completely, at least late at night. Instead, you could try doing some breath work, meditating, journaling, or just reading a book. And the next point would be to try to track your sleeping habits, to write down what you're doing before sleep and how it could have affected your quality of sleep, you can do this with a piece of paper, or you could get some kind of sleep tracking device. As I said, I'm still trying to improve my sleep, but I do believe that it's worth the effort it takes to try changing your habits. Changing your habits is quite difficult. It could take up to 66 days, and it takes a lot of mental effort to do so because we don't like change, we like routine. But that also means that once you've implemented these changes and you've created a new, more effective sleeping routine for yourself, it's probably gonna be doable to keep up these changes. So I think it's probably worth it, and it's definitely something I'm working on myself, but I think it's something I can definitely recommend. Thank you. Have a nice day.